Okay, so this is 1164 South 41st Street, over here by the Greenwood Cemetery, here in the Chickasaw neighborhood. So what we have here is a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house with a basement. There is off-street parking, and it's a pretty big fenced-in backyard. What we've done here is we've repainted the house, and I'll show some pictures of the house when we first acquired it. But to give you some backstory here, this house belonged to my uncle, who, rest his soul, passed away last year. Passed away last year. He lived to be 96 years old, but he was the only owner of this house for the last 70 years. Here's the single bathroom. Now, we didn't do anything to the bathroom other than change the shower head and the light fixture above the vanity, the medicine cabinet here. We feel that this was out of our budget to do anything with the bathroom, and it looks like it will hold up for rental's sake. But if we do decide to flip this house, which I can't see myself doing anytime soon, we're definitely going to remodel the bathroom. But for right now, it does have a vanity with storage underneath. There you go. And it does have some storage space in the bathroom. So one of the things I want with my bathrooms is you have to have a closet in the bathroom or some storage underneath the sink in the vanity so that you can put your towels and stuff. This house does have a hallway closet, and the door got damaged during the transition. So we had to pull the door off here and use it for the bathroom. The bathroom door got damaged, and so we replaced it with an accordion door here for the hall closet. But the floors are all natural wood floors, and they were in pretty good shape. He had carpet over these wood floors, and the carpet obscured it. But these floors turned out to be still pretty salvageable, so we went on ahead and put polyurethane on them. The guy didn't sand the floors down, which indicating that there's probably not much left on the floors. So we'll see how long they last and how long they hold up. But this will be the very first project we do if we do any more renovations or rehab to the house, is to update the floors, because I hate dealing with wood floors for the simple fact that yes, they look nice, but they are a pain in the butt for maintenance sake. And if you're trying to rent a house, this is not tenant proof, because all it takes is scuffs, and the tenants don't really care about keeping the floors, because it's not their house. But nevertheless, this will be the first thing we do, is get rid of these wood floors or put another floor on top, something similar to what's in the kitchen throughout the rest of the house. But budget, we only had $9,000 to work with, so we did the best we could. Like I said, we painted. And we replaced the blinds. Now, these windows had curtains, and there was a mechanical system, the pull draw, or the pulley system where you drew the curtains open. I wanted to keep that, but in the back of my mind, we're trying to make this tenant proof here, so something told me that the tenant would not take care of that, and it would break that, and it would just be a pain in the butt. So we took the system down, and what I'm going to do next is get a curtain rod and put it up here so that they can apply curtains to it and put their own curtains on the curtain rod, and that would last longer and still give them a sense of privacy. But I didn't want to put blinds right there, because number one, a big, huge custom blind would be the best way to go, so that it wasn't, there's not too many things that can tear up. It's just one blind. But then again, it's a custom size, and so that meant an extra expense. I didn't want to get 2 blinds, because that's just too much. So the best thing to do is just put a curtain right there, and then all the rest of these were fortunately the same size window, so the same size blind, and just replace the blinds in them. going forward. The kitchen was very dated. We're talking 50s style. He had some metal cabinets here that were 50s, and although everything was in great shape, it was just dull brown wood paneling, deep dark brown. The floors were checkered yellow and checkered pattern that was yellow and brown. It's just really dark in here. So the first thing we did was we painted over the paneling. And yes, it's difficult. Yes, there's an opportunity for them to scrape up the walls and damage the walls, but I figured going forward, we only had $9,000 to work with. The expense would be to tear out the paneling and replace with drywall, and we just didn't have it in the budget. Now, next time around, the floors and this paneling we'll get rid of the paneling and replace with drywall. But for right now, it should hold up for rental's sake. We repainted it, and yes, the difference between night and day, if you look at the pictures, wow, it's just crazy. So then we replaced the countertop. He had a old, I want to say cork countertop that had a nice little design, cute little design on it, but it was very dated and it was starting to deteriorate. And once again, another tenant nightmare. They tear the thing up and tear it down. And like I said, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add value to my units. So when the tenant comes in here, they see that it's pretty cute. Oh, I like this. They might take care of it because it looks nice. And they'll feel more comfortable living here and have a better chance of staying here when they live here. So, because they like their surroundings and whatnot. I was fortunate that my uncle, like I said, he took care of this house, took real good care of the house. There was no major problems with the house other than cleaning it out. All the mechanicals are brand new, 2019 on the water heater, 2003 on the furnace. The furnace is fairly new. I mean, it's 20 years, but the date of the inspection was 2003, but the furnace is kept up pretty nice. I did some electrical changes to the house. What I did electrically was I added lights. This house had no ceiling lights anywhere. What they used was these little contact points here are magnetic. If you had a light, you'd plug it in the wall, and then one of those chains that would connect to the light that had the electric line running through it, but the light would magnetically attach here, and then you would have your ceiling light. But none of these rooms had any kind of ceiling lights, so every room was dark and drab. And so trying to bring lights into the hallway, lights into the rooms, I brought and put ceiling fans in the rooms here, so there were no lights and ceiling lights at all, let alone fans. So I put those in place. One of the other features that this house has, my uncle put this in himself, is a skylight. Now, I don't know how this is gonna hold up, but for 70 years, my uncle lived in this house and had no complaints, no issues. And I do see a HVAC vent duct up there, so it probably keeps this area climate controlled so it doesn't frost over and doesn't cause issues with cooling and heating. But there's a skylight in here, and unfortunately there's no way to close it if you want pure darkness. So unless you find a way to put a curtain up here or attach a curtain, hopefully in a safe manner that doesn't destroy the property, that's one issue that I still haven't figured out yet. I was thinking about putting a louver system up there or something, but that just, that'd be a project that we tackle when we do the next upgrade on the house. But going forward, like I said, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, 750 square feet up here on the living space on the top floor. And then the basement, go through here, the basement is another 500 square feet. And the only thing about the basement that's bad is you have to watch your head coming down here. The steps, the egress on the steps is low. Once you get down here, it's 7 feet. Not quite 8 feet, but 7 feet. Still tall enough to enjoy it. I didn't do anything at all with the basement. Nothing at all with the basement. What we decided to do is, next upgrade, we'll probably just change the floors and repaint. but nothing was done. Like I said, we only had a $9,000 budget, and most of that went to the kitchen. Let me turn on the light here in this workroom. This workroom here, my uncle's workbench, this thing was a heavy beast, so I decided to leave it and let the tenant use it. They're not going to take it with them, hopefully, but this is something that I felt they could use and bring value to the rental. But this is a workroom area. My uncle, one of his issues was he was a child of the Depression era. Uncle Sonny was born in the early 1900s, I say 1920s, around that time, 1920s, 1930s in that time. And during the Depression era, you had a lot of people that took value in what they had. It was a very difficult time, so a lot of them kept things and kept duplicates of things and kept a bunch of things stored. My uncle, when we took possession of the house, it was so much stuff down here that you would think that he was a hoarder, which, yes, borderline hoarder. A lot of the people that I know that were born in the era of borderline hoarders. They felt that, oh, it was better safe than sorry, better keep this. So there was a lot of stuff. Although it was in excellent condition and he kept everything neat and organized, he had so much stuff in this house. You would be astonished at how he packed everything in, every nook and cranny, every ledge, every joist, every cross member beam had something in it. And it took weeks to clean out this house of stuff. And I couldn't give it away. People would, it was in excellent condition. There was bedroom suites, there was furniture, all of it in excellent shape. But I just didn't have time to put it up on eBay to sell it because it would have been worth some money for that vintage market, because all of it was in excellent shape. Like this house, there's pretty much nothing wrong with the house. No serious foundation problems, really. Nothing going on. He built this basement himself, dug it out himself, so really nothing going on with the house and the structure of the house himself. And my uncle was a very intelligent man, very smart African-American that knew how to do things, very ingenious and intuitive, and very what they call very mechanically good with his hands, could build stuff. People of that era were very mechanically strong, had very opportunistic when it came to taking care of things themselves, building themselves. They couldn't find it. And that's what it was with this basement in this house. What he didn't find and couldn't replace through purchasing, he made it himself. And so that's how he was able to keep this house in such excellent condition. The only thing that had to be done though was some electrical stuff, like these lights here. He didn't have a switch here to operate these lights. So each one of these lights is on a pull chain to turn them off, which, would suffice. But if you're coming up and down in this basement, it's a pain in the butt that you have to come all the way down here to turn on a light when you can simply just flip a switch and it controls all of them. Now, these in the laundry room here, here's the laundry area. Let me get over here. Wash and dry hookup. In the wash and dry hookup area, yes, it's still on a pull chain, which is fine. And here's the washer dryer hookups. He had a sump pump. He put a sump pump in here, which works. But other than that, I did some electrical work, some stuff to the kit to remodel the kitchen, do some painting in the house, change out some the colors of the house, get rid of the curtains, add some blinds. But we went through that $9,000 budget pretty quick. A lot of it, like I said, was just due to the clean out. The clean out cost me $1,500. Very expensive clean out. Remodeling the bathroom, the kitchen was $5,800, and doing the painting the bedrooms, and the front in the house was another $1,200 to paint. This is with materials, and got a new refrigerator. The old refrigerator was pretty dated and had, was pretty messed up because it took about a year for the transition. Like I said, he passed away last June, and I took possession of the house in March. took possession of the house in May, and we got to work. So here we are. Once again, now I'm gonna take you outside and take you around the house just to show you the condition of the house and what it looks like on the outside. Now, bear in mind, the weather outside is gray. It's about to rain. So we're gonna go through the back. Just show you what the house looks like. Now, one of the last things we got to do is power wash this patio here. In its day, my uncle was known for his green thumb and his yard work. He built that custom patio, and this house at one point in time was so immaculate as far as the yard that he was featured in Better Homes and Gardens for his landscape of the house. It was actually one of the houses that won the award for the best looking house in Louisville. And back then, this whole backyard, this whole yard was nothing but ivory. It wasn't grass, it was ivory. He had rose bushes, which you can still see remnants over here. He's got some cactuses in these flower pots, these concrete flower pots here. You can see some rose bushes over here. There's a tool shed back here in the back. And just to get up close here, something I forgot to clean out, which I'll leave it alone. I ain't got time or the effort to do it now, but you can see how well and how ingenuity, how I pronounce the word, how good with his hands, I'm just gonna say that, how intuitive, engineering is the word. I can't think of the word off the top of my head, but anyways, he took the fence here and used it as a storage for PVC piping. PVC piping, this thing is packed full. And it used to have metal pipes in it, but I took some of the metal pipes over to the dump so I could get some money for the metal. But as you come over here, see how the fence is dogwood, or dogged in one end and one out. He used that inner connecting beam here as a storage shelf and storage stuff. And like I said, it took forever just to clean this house out because every nook and cranny. And although looking at the house, you think, oh, it's a small house, how can you get this stuff in here? But man, let me tell you, this place was packed full. So it took weeks just to clean it out. Still finding stuff to this day. So this is a child of the Depression era, so this is what you expect. But this is the back of the house. Take you around the side to the front. And like I said, one of the last touch-up things we do before we turn the keys over to the new tenant would be to landscape the yard real quick. Here's the front of the house, and I thought about purchasing this vacant lot over here. There used to be a house here many years ago that my uncle said it caught fire, and the owner vacated the property and abandoned it. The city took